All right, well, now we got a mixed bag of jazz from Dizzy's collection that I picked out. So it's a little different combination of stuff, but we'll see what Dizzy has to say about some of these.
I think what this will show I saw the first record because it's on
He's always
top.
cheating. He's always
That is
cheating.
cheating, and I want to admit to it. That it shows to me, at least, that I think our for instance,
Spit it out.
Brian, fusion is okay with him. Where fusion, there's some fusion that he likes, and avant-garde is that completely out. World music is okay in most cases, and I'm not as wide a spectrum on all those different.
I don't know. I think we're closer than you think.
Think
We're closer than you think. Yeah. Uh huh. Anyway, let's start out with Anita O'Day sings Cole Porter with Billy May.
Anita O'Day, I loved.
I did
love,
too.
Love
I love too. Hard to find her records, I think. Living Sound Fidelity. I mean, they are usually on some bizarre label. What label is this one? Oh, this is Verve. That's not that
Boy,
unusual.
no.
No, that's not unusual. But Living Sound Fidelity, I haven't seen that written before. But and Cole Porter is great stuff. Billy May, a great arranger.
She had a long career. Female singers, for whatever reason, I really can't explain it, but what a hard path to go. You know, you don't have
even
your own
celebrated
band.
ones. Like I'm thinking of the one Mississippi, goddamn
Nina Simone.
Nina Simone sang. I mean, awesome. But for years you couldn't find her records, and I just don't think there was that many produced. I just
No,
don't.
absolutely, you're right on that.
And
A lot of them came out after her passing. You know that they had recordings and they put them out. You know, it's always too bad. But she was, you know, we don't have one of her albums here, so I don't want to go too deep into her.
Yeah.
But she had a lot of health problems, so it could be a combination that she was unavailable for these recordings.
well, and
as
she could be temperamental too.
Yes.
That's another thing. But
Well, the health problems were due to her temperament and why
Ah.
she was temperamental. Plus, she was very bothered by prejudice at the time.
Sure. But yeah, Anita O'Day, just a great artist. So, you know, if you find a Anita O'Day record out there, check it out. See what you think. I really enjoy her stuff.
Well, she's swinging.
She is swinging.
She's
She is
swinging. She's hip. She's cool. You know.
Okay.
And she's also sexy.
Monk in Motaine. In Motaine? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not familiar with this record. But
Well, this is getting to me the little bit I know of this. You're talking about getting into not, let's call it avant-garde. You're getting into, see, Monk started that where he could Monk, Thelonious Monk said, I can hit any note on the piano. I can say the song is old Rhapsody in Paris, or I can call it Summertime. And I may start out and play a little bit of Summertime, and then I can play any notes I want. And then I'll close the song with the end of the actual written music to Summertime. Or he may never even come back to it. And he
Right.
plays anything he wants.
Right.
Dexter Gordon could start a song, and all of a sudden in the middle of the song, play Happy Birthday.
uh-huh.
Or Take Me Out to the Ball Game, or
Right.
anything that came to his mind,
Sure.
just for fun.
Right. Yeah, no, I remember seeing a Monterey Jazz Festival with Dave Brubeck where, you know, a plane flew over and suddenly he went into, you know, the Air Force medley.
Oh, there I go. Yeah, but this is Paul Montaigne. Is that, am I saying?
Paul Montaigne drums.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And this is
Bill Frisell,
this
guitar.
has to be more experimental and
Yeah.
more avant-garde.
I didn't. How long did he live? I mean, this is 1988. It says this was recorded.
I can't tell you much about his bio either.
Okay.
But you know, we also, just by looking at the record cover, you go, well, that's definitely modern art.
Okay, well,
That's
you know what?
different.
I don't think even Monk's on this, is he?
No, it's
Oh,
a
okay.
thing that he inspired it.
I see. I see. You see, I was confused there. I was so that's it's
As he did with so much of
this
that.
is a tribute.
with
Monk
that-
in Montaigne.
Sure,
Okay.
but he started. He was the original guy, one of them, that said, I don't have to stay with the sheet music. We're not going to be doing any dance music here tonight,
right.
folks.
You gotta keep your ears open.
Yeah.
How about this one? This has got to be a little earlier one, right?
Oh, what a classic! Is this from my collection?
I'm afraid so.
Wow.
I wish it was from my collection.
Wow, this is
I don't
an
have anything.
expensive little record here. You're holding some. Oh my
OJC.
gosh, this to me should be. I was looking at a record that was by Tina Brooks, a saxophone player, who was mostly a sideman. He only had a few records.
That's a guy, Tina.
Yeah, and he was a sideman with a lot of famous bands. And anyway, so I looked up, and most of his records came in after he passed. But I looked up one of the ones that came out when he was alive, and it's now selling anywhere from $2,500 to $5,500, and there's only 4 copies. And it depends on whether you want a good to very good plus, as to whether you pay $5,000 or you pay $2,500 for it. But this record to me,
Well,
I'd rather have this one. This is such a great record, and it is the original. We'll call it Prestige Riverside. They were the same company, same group of men.
Distributed by Fantasy.
And wow, this is so great. This is so great.
So you like? This
Although, so this is the OJC. So this
Right.
is the reissue that came out in
Yeah.
1983, and I was able to buy this record on a closeout from Savoy Records in New York, and I got it at $4 a record. Or if you bought 10, you got a free. You could
Right.
pick out a free record.
And this is sealed. So.
And it's
that's a nice-
sealed?
It's sealed.
Oh my god!
So. That's
Oh
kind of
my god!
exciting.
We got to call that mint.
So, you know, I have a few of these, but I came across Dizzy has one. So,
And that's not one we were counting.
I don't think we came across this one yet. I might have. I have box sets
And it's a
too,
Stone
so-
Martin again.
It's a Stone Martin. Yeah, it's another Stone Martin cover. And
The
it's-
boxes have its
Has
day.
Day, yes. Lionel Hampton, Oscar Pearson, Dizzy Gillespie, Louis Bellson, Roy Eldridge, Ben Webster, the usual suspects. And this is on Clef Records, so it's
Verve. It's Verve.
Verve, yeah, before pre-Verve.
Comes with a book.
Book,
Comes with a really
Oral
good
study.
book.
Yeah. No, I've seen this, so it's good. I mean, I think I have it. It makes sense. I would have it actually, but love all that. And
You know, if I ever went to sell that and somebody dickered with me because of the cover, I'd go, "Don't do me a favor. Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it. I don't want to trouble you."
I don't want trouble with it, right? Okay, here's a band I just I pulled up because I know it's one I don't care for, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You see there? I told you.
yeah,
We do have different tastes.
Oh.
I love this. This was it. This is the period when jazz groups and the ballrooms in San Francisco and rock music said, "Let's get married
yeah,
and let's have the Grateful Dead and Charles Lloyd on the same, or Quicksilver Messenger Service, or Santana and Charles Lloyd." And this music is really sweet. It's really mellow. It's kind of
well, maybe I would like this.
you
I don't
know,
know,
it
because
stretches
I think
out.
Charles Lloyd is usually
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Let's go out there in the weeds and.
Oh no! This is like Forest Flower, taking the and to call it Love In, you kind of get the whatever I told you was the years of the Haight-Ashbury
Yeah.
and the ballrooms
Yeah,
and all this.
1967 release. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's right in there.
Right.
Summer Love.
Right, and when you went to the ballrooms and you heard Charles Lloyd play, and of course you got to remember these people are all smoking and having a really good time and lit, and you play something that's so spiritual. I'm glad I used that word spiritual, because even now, throughout his recording career, I would want to use the word spiritual and Charles Lloyd. It doesn't. You just, whether you believe in Christianity or you're a Buddhist, it's spiritual. It's something of a higher power. It's something that's moving you and saying, listen here. And it grabs you.
Well, he doesn't have any weak side guys either. Jack DeJohnette and Keith Jarrett. I mean, they're both strong.
Oh, this
musicians.
is taking all these great musicians, and Charles Lloyd was a master of composition, arrangements, the whole thing. This is fantastic music. I call it a must jazz recording.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to listen to it.
Forest Flower would be another great one to have. That's a kind of, it probably either came, well, I think it came out before this, and this came right after.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
On Atlantic, and this is one of the few times when you can get Atlantic jazz, and it is really an essential.
well. That's the last of this quick exploration.
Well, that was 3 or 4. I guess it was 4.
fun.
Great picks.
Oh, good.
Good job.
Good. Well,
look,
you know. Trying to keep it interesting.
He
for
reminds me so much. I used to have an association with Mazzy, Norman Masloff.
We still have an association with him.
Well, I do, but not like I used to. And he could go through a whole box of 100 records and go, no, there's nothing here that's worthy of selling. And I would look through it and I'd go, oh, you're breaking my heart. And then later on, say after a sale, somebody'd go, gee, that was kind of a weak selection. After Mazzy turned down 100 different records that were all, my babies.
Yeah, well,
So, it's always a matter of taste.
Yeah, and I have the holder too. I mean, and
Right.
some things you know, some
And
things you don't
when
know.
you're selling records, a lot of people only buy a record as to whether they can flip it or not.
Oh, well, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Or it has to be in their ballpark.
Yeah, well, let's hope it's in ballpark. But a lot of times you don't know it's in your ballpark. Like I look at Charles Lloyd, and I've got some Charles Lloyd records that are kind of out there. And I'm like,
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Sometimes when you look up an artist, it'll say jazz, bebop, hard bop,
yeah, that's like Miles Davis.
avant-garde, fusion, and you go, whoa,
Which
what,
one is-
whoa,
which
what
one?
year am I going to go on this? So you have to look back. For me, Charles Lloyd, I would say, say from 1967 to 1980, you can't go wrong.
Oh,
Now, after 1980, that's when he started moving in different directions.
okay.
Okay,
I'll check my
he even
records.
got into under him world music, where he would have where he could take somebody from Africa, and he's a different type of drummer and all that, and you add the African instruments and all, and you go, whoa, what happened here?
Yeah. That can be a little jarring sometimes.
Yeah,
But again, applaud all those musicians that try to go into new directions and
well,
at
that's
least-
kind of jazz, isn't it? Jazz is an exploration,
Right.
Just
right.
from the beginning.
I mean, Miles Davis, I didn't care for that later period of his, Bitches Brew On,
And yet other people hate the early years,
stuff-
but it just love the other. You never know. So it's
right.
always subjective.
Well, right. But if an artist had gone, okay, I will continue to do, like Bob Dylan, if he decided, I'm going to go back and do all folky,
Or religious.
People might have said, forget it, we're beyond it or something, or it's not as good as the first thing you did. Well, yeah, okay, whatever. So, exploring and learning new directions to go into, always, it's always good for the musician. Not always good for the audience, but that's okay. That's okay.
I was listening to an early Neil Young recording from a small club say early in his career.
The Matrix, that one? Or?
No.
It's
But
another
at any rate, it's a small club, and people are calling out stuff that maybe he did with Buffalo Springfield.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he's going, "Hey, I don't live or can't. I gotta want to. I've done that so many hundreds of times. For me, I've got to play what I've just written, what my heart is into now, and I want to get it out there to the world. I don't want to do that anymore. I'll do a couple, but please,
Right.
I don't want you to feel like I'm not hearing you or that I'm denying you it on purpose or for some reason. But for me personally, you got to allow me to grow."
right. Or what was, I was trying to think of the other guy with the Stone Canyon band, Ricky Nelson.
Ricky Nelson, yeah,
Ricky
good,
Nelson.
good one.
Another one that he wrote that one song, Garden Party.
Yeah.
All about, the fact that people wanted to put him in that box. And he was like, no, you sent me in here. This is a garden party. You want me to, it might be Madison Square Garden, but it's still.
Well, it's amazing how many people that went on and recorded. I'm not positive on this, but I think even Billy Joel, he's good at taking Cream's songs and throwing them in his shows. He throws the Beach Boys songs into his shows,
okay.
and even now. And so that Garden Party got recorded by a lot of people because they too agreed with the sentiment there.
Right, the sentiment of it.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people listen to that song and they don't even know the sentiment. They just go, "Oh, I like this. Yeah, it's kind of nice." And it's kind of a joke on him for a little bit because it's like he's, or maybe even on the audience said, "Hey, I don't want to be doing this, but this is what you want. This is what you like is the garden party." But
and I think he was actually at a party. That's a true story.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I think that was it. I think
Wow.
it was Madison Square Garden. I think was the deal. But he was trying to do his new music, and they were like, we want to hear the early stuff. Thanks. And this is him looking back at that and reflecting on it all.
I hear you have to go now, huh?
I have important things to do. Yeah.
Well, I heard that is it your horse is still out there and you got to get back on it?
Ooh, might need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I might need to see a man about a horse. I don't know which it is, but anyway, enough horsing around
Well,
for the day.
I think you should get your wife a horse too.
Nice thought. Yeah, she put him in the backyard. All right, Champ out.
Hey, Dizzy out. Thank you.
Thank you.